welcome back. In today's session we are going to discuss about the arrays. Okay, introduction to arrays. Sometimes it is necessary for the programmer to store the process a large number of similar data type, okay, in the computer's memory while solving the complex problem using the computer system, and it is possible by using derived data type, that is nothing but the array. For example, to store roll numbers of 100 students in a computer memory, we define only one array, that is integer roll number, that is R number 100, instead of defining the 100 separate variables. Okay, so usually what is going to happen, to declare the two variables we are taking integer a and integer b. Okay, to store the 100 numbers or 100 students database, we are using a data structure that is nothing but the array. Okay, and what is the syntax of array, and how it is going to define, what are the examples, those things we are going to cover in today's session. Fine. Okay, one by one. What is array? An array can be defined as a collection of related data elements of similar data types. I am again telling you people that it is a collection of similar data type. You only store the integer type when you people are defining a array. If you want to define if you want to store the floating type, that time you have to define the array name as a floating type. Okay, and it is stores in a contiguous memory allocation. For example, here you can see that an array to store the 100 integer values. Okay, here is the syntax. Int is a data type, a is the name of the given array, and 100 we have given the how many memory allocation we want, that is 100 is the memory allocation. Okay, so in the array what is going to happen, array as usual we have to know that array starts with a 0 and 0 to 99, 100 blocks of memory. Integer is a 2 bytes, then 2 bytes of 100, that is 100 into 2, 200 bytes of memory is stored continuously in the memory. Here is another example for float b, that is here we are taking 100, so floating type 100 memory allocations are going to store. Okay, so once again I repeat, array is a similar data type. Okay, next we have the types of array. Okay, usually we have the three types: one dimensional, two dimensional, and multi-dimensional array. One by one. One dimensional array can be defined as a collection of related data elements of the same data type stored in a computer's consecutive memory. The array elements can be accessed by using a common name with a different index that starts with a 0 and ends with the array size minus 1. Because array starts with a 0, for that purpose we are going for array size minus 1. Okay, it helps to store and process the linear list of data elements. Declaration of one dimensional array. The one dimensional array must be defined in a declaration part of the main memory, that is main function, before the array elements are used in the executable part of the main function by using the following syntax. Okay, here how the syntax of the one dimensional array. Okay, that data type you can define any data type: integer, float, character, double. Next, array name, you can give the array name, and next we have to mention the size. Okay, where the data type of the, here the data is a data type is a variable, and next array name is a variable, and size we are going to take. Okay, and most important thing is that array elements, index element starts with a 0. Here we have taken the integer a of 5. Okay, 0 to 4, that is 1 0, that is 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we have taken here the another example, float price. Here float is a data type, price is a array name, and 5 in square bracket we have 5 as a size of the array. Next, initialization of one dimensional array. The process of assigning the values to the defined array elements is called initialization of array. The arrays can be initialized with the values in the following two ways: compile time array initialization, runtime array initialization. First, compile time array initialization. If the values are well known by the programmer, then the programmer makes the use of compile time initialization. The process of assigning the values during the declaration of arrays in the declaration part of the main function is called compile time initialization. The syntax is as follows: syntax, data type, array name, that is into square bracket size, list of the values separated by the commas. For example, we have taken the integer a of 5, and next we are assigning, that is nothing but we are initializing the array elements with the values, that is 10, 20, 30, 40. Or we have the another method, a of 0 equal to 10, a of 1 equal to 20, likewise a of 4 equal to 50. Okay, so in this manner the array elements are going to stored in a memory. Okay, here the example for a floating type, here the example for character type. Next we are going for runtime initialization. Okay, if the values are not known by the programmer in advance, if the values are not known by the programmer in advance, that time we can go for the runtime initialization. Okay, it helps the programmer to read the unknown values from the end users, that is nothing but the user. Okay, but when the user is going to enter the values from the keyboard. Okay, for example, we have taken the one of the example to read and display the integer values from the keyboard using an array. A simple example. So as usual, the program begins with hash include stdio.h header file conio.h. Next we have the void main function. Okay, next opening parenthesis, that is flower bracket, main function body. In that we are defining the array. Here you can see that in this manner we have defined the array integer type a of 5, and next we have taken the I. Okay, next we are giving the one of the printf statement, enter any 5 integer values. We have taken the one of the for loop, I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, and for this purpose we are reading those array values. Okay, scanf %d a of ampersand a of I. Next we are taking the another for loop for printing those 5 elements. Once we execute this program, we are going to get the output like this. Enter the 5 integer values 10, 20, 30, 40. It will be taken, it will be read, and it will be displayed. In this manner the array initialization is going to be carried out. Okay, here the another example is there, to read and display the n integer values from the keyboard by using the an array element to read the n numbers from the keyboard. Here we have given the same program which is already explained. Here the next extension of that, integer n equal to 7. Next we have to enter the 7 values, and continuous manner these are going to be stored. Okay, these are the assignment questions. Next, here the one dimensional array. Next we are going for the two dimensional. Okay, a two-dimensional array can help the programmer to store and process the table of data elements of a similar type in a computer's memory. It is similar to the matrix containing the numbers, rows and columns. The rows and columns of 2D array are indexed by starting from 0, that is row, and index starting with the 0 end with the row size minus 1, and the column index starts with the 0 and end with column size minus 1. The 2D array elements can be processed by using the common array name with 2 index representation. To understand this, you have to understand this. Here we have defined integer data type a array name into square bracket 5 and into square bracket 6. Okay, so the 5 is nothing but the first we are defining the row, and next 6 is a nothing but the column, row and column. Here you can observe that row 0, row 1 and row 4. So 5 rows are allocated in a memory along with the 6 columns. Okay, so this is a two-dimensional array, similarly of a matrix. Okay, in each row programmer can store 6 subject marks of each students. They have we have taken the 6 subject marks of 5 students. Okay, Next, to store and process the table of integer values containing 2 rows and 3 columns. Here 2 rows and 3 columns, and the table here we are taking 3 rows and 2 columns. Hope you people about the two-dimensional array. Okay, now how to define it, declare a two-dimensional array. The two-dimensional array must be defined in the declaration part of the main before the array elements are used in the executable part of main function by giving the commas, with the two indexes represent the number of rows and number of columns. Here the syntax is there, data type, okay, next followed by the array name, okay, and next size of the row size and the column size. Okay, this is all about the 2D declaration. Okay, here again there are two methods initializing two-dimensional array. One is compile time, another is a runtime. Similarly of 1D array. Sorry, compile time array initialization. If the values are well known by the programmer in advance, then the programmer makes the use of compile time initialization. That is process of assigning the values during the declaration of arrays in the declaration part of a main function is called compile time initialization. The syntax is as follows: data type, array name, row size and column size. Fine. Okay, and here once we don't know the values, that time we will go for the runtime initialization. Here is the matrix multiplication, sorry, here is a to display the matrix in 2D array we have written the program. Okay, fine. I don't think we will concentrate on the first theory part, and next we'll concentrate on the programming. Next we will go for the multi-dimensional array. Okay, multi-dimensional array is a similarly of a two-dimensional array. Only thing is that here the row size and the column size are going to differ. You can take the, we are in future when you go for the C hash, that time we are going to call it as a jagged array. Okay, there are some assignment questions are there. Already I shared these notes to with you people. You have to write these assignment question and you have to submit it. Thank you. Hope you understood the concept of array. There is definitely a fixed question on array.